Hello viewers, on behalf of BnCMS, I am Dr. Kr.Chakrabarti again with you with some खाना. क्या खाओगे आज? Statistics. Okay. Item क्या है? Menu क्या है? Total set का menu है Statistics, Frequency Distribution, Associated Terms. It is episode number 108, Stat 108. So friends, in previous classes we have done a lot of things with regards to the tabulation of data. I have already told you repeatedly, but again I am stating that the statistical process includes a good number of functions, interrelated and intra-related, to reveal the necessary information for the purpose of decision making. Okay. Now, first function is collection of data, that is your issue. First task is collection of data. Next one is scrutinization. It is not your area right now, but it is the area of the genuine statistician. And the third one is classification of the data. The data are classified under some different categories, according to some different categories, and that is again not in your issues, in your periphery. Now, the most important thing is the summarization of data and presentation of the data. Summarization and presentation of data is regarded as tabulation. It is a process of tabulation. So, tabulation has got two functions. One is summarization of the data and the presentation of the data. These have been dealt with. The tabulation. For tabulation, we have taken two episodes. In one episode, we have taken the discrete variable, the isolated variable, one after another, one singly, and the other one was grouped frequency. Grouped frequency. Why grouped? Because when the number of information, when the number of observation is very low and the range is very low, number one, the number of observation is very low. Number two, the range is very low, and especially when the range is very low. And in the first one, in case of discrete, I took up a very low range of statistics, low range of data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But in this is the low range of data. Clear? This low range of data can easily be presented in the help of discrete frequency distribution or simple frequency distribution. Simple. I think erroneously, mistakenly, once I told you single frequency distribution. It can also be said single, but it is better to be termed as simple frequency distribution. Okay, that is the first one. That was the concern of our concern was in the episode number 106. Now, but when a good number of data, huge number, the wide range of data that was taken up in my previous deliberation and the episode number 107. The data ranges from 1 to 100. Okay. So, this wide range of data, how do you present it? It is better. It is better to present the data in some group fashion. We should take together a good number of data. Then the total number of data is divided by a smaller group, smaller units, and each and every unit is regarded as the group. Okay. And that is known as group frequency, grouped data. And we in our episode 107 we prepared the frequency distribution table with the help of group frequency data. Okay, clear? And that is we find out we consider each and every observation. We constructed the tally marks, and then after that we find out the frequency of each and every group, and then cumulative frequency. So friends, after tabulation, the most important task of statistics is analysis of data. The analysis of data needs the additional presentation of the data which we have already tabulated, and analysis involves a amount of mathematical and statistics, involve number of mathematical and statistical tools to infer some specific data. Okay, some specific data. We are dealing with a huge number of data. No, हम लोग बहुत सारी डाटा लेकर काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उतना डाटा लेकर तो हम लोग काम अल्टीमेटली नहीं करेंगे. हम लोग जैसे कि सोचो वेदर ये रेनफॉल, साल में बहुत बार बारिश होता है, तो हम लोग को इतना दिन उतना हुआ, उतना दिन उतना हुआ, उस महीने में उतना हुआ, उस वीक में उतना हुआ, हम तो इतना में ही याद में रखेंगे. what should we take it with our brain? हम मेमोराइज क्या करेंगे? what is the average rainfall, monthly rainfall, or what is the maximum rainfall, what is the minimum rainfall in that way. So that all these minimum smaller number of data which we use for the purpose of taking our decisions, and that is to be found out, that is to be processed, and that process is basically known as the analysis of the data. Before coming to that part, I would like to present some consider and tell you make a deliberation on some issues which are pertinent issues related to frequency distribution. So the topic today has been named as frequency distribution associated terms. What are the terms? These are the terms I have already written. Friends, you take out the terms. The first of all, class interval. You know what is class interval. I have already told you that when we are dealing with a wide range of observation, then total observation is divided into some segments. Okay, segments, and these each and every segment is known as group, and the total observation, segmented observation is grouped, and that is known as class interval. So class interval is a total number of observation which falls within a particular group. So this is the first group, this is the range, okay, from 1 to 10. Now all the frequency, all the observations from 1 to 10 will fall over here, and yes, in the previous class we have found out the frequency, and in our today's problem the frequency is 6. That means all the observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So the values ranging from 1 to 10 have the frequency of 6. Clear? Say frequency of 1 something, frequency of 2 something, frequency of 3 may not be there, then may not be frequency of 5, but ultimately in this group the total frequency is 6. तो 6 पकड़ लो, 1 से 10 तक कितना बच्चा है, कितना बच्चे बच्चे, how many candidates falls between 1 to 10. So we have got this 6. Okay, clear? And how we have found out? We have found out with the help of frequency distribution table. No, yeah, in our previous class we have done all this. Okay, so since we have done all this, I have taken it as our raw data. Clear? Raw data for our analysis. Now this is class interval. Clear? And now what is the limit? Limit of the class. Dekho, what is the limit? This is one limit and this is maximum limit. So it is the minimum limit of the class 1 and the maximum limit is 10. Okay, so this is known as, this is the limit of the class. The class limits ranges from 1 to 10, and out of that the lower limit is 1 and upper limit is how much? 10. Here what it is, in group 2 all the information, all the observation falls from 11 to 20 have been grouped over here. Okay, have been grouped over here, and they have the frequency of 9. So it is the lower limit is 11, upper limit is 20. In the same fashion, in the third group it is 21 lower limit and 30 is the upper limit. Here it is 31 and it is 40, and now it is 41, and here it is 50. Clear? So friends, this is the upper limit and lower limit of the class. Clear? Now there is another related word. These are very, very important for the purpose of valuation, finding out arithmetic mean. This class limits will suffice your purpose, but class boundary is a bit different, and it is class boundary is required for the purpose of finding out median and mode. Okay, so I have made another column to clear the issue. What is class boundary? आप लोग देखो, हाँ, हम लोग क्या किए यहाँ 1 से लेकर 10, ठीक है, और इधर क्या किए 11 से लेकर 20. क्लियर? पकड़ लो, यही आपका ज़मीन है, यही आपका ज़मीन है, आपका ज़मीन, ठीक है, और इधर दूसरे का ज़मीन है. क्लियर? जैसे पकड़ लो, दिस इज पाकिस्तान, दिस इज इंडिया. This is the absolute territory of India and this is the absolute territory of Pakistan. Clear? And this is basically the the limit. तो इंडिया कितना तक जा सकते हैं, इतना तक. पाकिस्तान कितना तक आ सकते हैं, इतना तक. Clear? And that is the limit. Okay, that is limit. It is limit. But ये जो लैंड्स है, ये पार्ट हो, ये नो मैंस लैंड. क्लियर? तो एक्चुअली देखो ये किसका है, इंडिया का है ना पाकिस्तान का है. देखो इसको, हाँ, इधर एक लाइन टर्न हो, इधर एक लाइन टर्न हो, क्या होगा, एकदम बीच में होगा. समझे कि नहीं समझे? देखो बीच में, इन दोनों में जो गैप है, जैसे कि इधर 10 है और इधर 11 है, और 10 और 11 का अंदर में तो एक गैप होता है 1. हाँ, दैट इज 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10.4, 10.5, 10.6. ये सब कहाँ जाएगा, ये सब कहाँ जाएगा? तो that is boundary. Okay, so this is the class limit, this is class interval, this is the class limit, but the actual boundary, you have to find out the actual boundary, because this part is not considered, this part has not been considered, and we have to neutralize that part. So देखो, तो ये पार्ट, ये जो ज़मीन है, इसका ज़मीन हाफ ले लो, दे दो पाकिस्तान को, हाफ ले लो इंडिया को. ओके, तो देखो उसी तरीक़े से इधर क्या है, 10 और 11 है ना. क्लियर? इन दोनों के बीच में गैप कितना है, 1 का गैप है. ये 1 का हाफ तुम ले लो और हाफ मुझे दे दो. ठीक है, तो कितना है, कितना होगा, 1/2 इक्वल्स टू 0.05. क्लियर? समझे? तो आप इसको साथ 0.05 ऐड करो और इससे माइनस करो 0.05. तो क्या होगा, इधर देखो नंबर होगा 10.5 और इधर भी उतना ही होगा 10.5. क्लियर? अंडरस्टूड? देखो तो ये क्या होगा, ये जो बाउंड्री टो ये जो लिमिट हो, जो गैप टो न्यूट्रलाइज हो जाएगा. तो हाफ तुम ले लो, हाफ मैं ले लूँ, एंड दैट इज नोन एज क्लास बाउंड्री. क्लियर? तो देखो इधर क्लास बाउंड्री क्या होगा, इधर क्लास बाउंड्री होगा 10.5, दैट इज द अपर बाउंड्री. तो लोअर बाउंड्री क्या होगा, लोअर बाउंड्री वही चीज़ तो इन लोगों का होगा 10.5. अच्छा, उसी तरीके से तुम इधर भी कंसीडर करो. देखो इधर कंसीडर करो, इधर भैया जहाँ से चाहे कंसीडर करो, इधर और इधर देखो हाउ मच इट इज 20, इट इज़ 21. तो अगेन द डिफरेंस इज 1. तो 1 को 2 से डिवाइड करो और कितना होगा, तो 0.5 इसको साथ ऐड करो, 0.5 इसको साथ माइनस करो. तो ये कितना होगा, 20.5 एंड यह अगेन 20.5. मतलब समझे? तो ये जो जगह तो है, ये जो जगह तो है नो मैंस लैंड, इसको हाफ इसको साथ ऐड कर दो और हाफ इसको साथ ऐड कर दो. क्लियर? तो अगेन सो नाउ 30 and 31 अगेन इट इज़ द सेम fallacy, सेम लॉजिक. 30.5 and it is 30.5 and it is 40.5 and it is again 40.5. now इसको क्या होगा 50 को, तो कुछ नहीं, देखो हर जगह में यही है, 10 का डिफरेंस है, तो हम इसको 50.5 कर लेते हैं, 50.5. एंड हियर व्हाट इट इज, हम 1 से कितना माइनस करेंगे, 0.5. सो इट इज क्लियर. Now see, this is known as class boundary. Tell what is the difference between class limit and class boundary. Class limit is the range of a particular class. It is the range of a particular class. देखो what is the range? The range from 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30 and so on. So it is the actual range, but the actual boundary, the actual limit, this is the limit. And but the actual limit is that. What is the actual limit? This is the actual limit, because it is the general limit. इसको बाद इंडिया जा नहीं सकते. It is the limit. इसको बाद पाकिस्तान भी आ नहीं सकते. लेकिन ये जो once नो मैंस लैंड, ये नो मैंस लैंड तो दोनों ने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर लिए हाफ करके. क्लियर? तो so this is one in our problem and it is taken up by, it is deducted, it is added to that and it is deducted from this. Okay, so in that way we got the class boundary. So what is class boundary? Class boundary is the real limit of the class. The class boundary is the real limit of the class. Clear? Acha. Now, what is the width of the class? What is the width of the class? देखो, class का width कितना है? Width means this is upper limit minus lower limit. So it is how much? It is 10. It is how much? It is, follow? It is again 10. It is again 10. 10 and 10. Clear? So that is the width of the class. Now another important thing is that we have to find out the different values like mean, median, mode and of what? Of these observations. लेकिन हम कौन ऑब्जर्वेशन का काम करेंगे? यहाँ से यहाँ दे देखो, what are the observation from 1 to 10? 10 का ऑब्जर्वेशन है. अब किसको लेकर काम कीजिएगा? Whenever you will be, हम आपको बोलेंगे देखो एक चीज़ हम पकड़ लेते हैं. आप एक को पास 10 रुपया है, एक को पास 20 रुपया है, एक को पास 50 रुपया है. 10 रुपया वाला लड़का 5 जन है, 20 रुपया वाला 4 जन है, 50 रुपया वाला 10 जन है. तो आप यहाँ से टोटल कितना रुपीस होता है आप निकाल सकते हो, बिकॉज यू हैव डन इन योर एवरेज. ये 50 ये ये नोट इतना रुपी नोट और ये है नंबर दैट इज़ फ्रीक्वेंसी. ये 50 ये 80 और ये 500. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज़ द टोटल? द टोटल इज़ 630 एंड नाउ 630 डिवाइडेड बाई इतना. हम लोग क्या मिलते हैं? हम लोग को एवरेज गॉड मिलता है, गॉड एवरेज. आप लोग ये सब किए हैं, लेकिन इधर आप किसको साथ कीजिएगा? है ये जो जब आप कीजिएगा फ्रीक्वेंसी तो आपको दिया हुआ है. द फ्रीक्वेंसी इज गिवन हियर, द फ्रीक्वेंसी इज ऑल्सो गिवन हियर, सो नो प्रॉब्लम. यू हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई द फ्रीक्वेंसी with the value, which should be the value. Now this is the pertinent issue that should be taken into account. Okay, clear? So this is the pertinent issue that should be taken into account, and for that part what we do, we find out the class mark. Okay, what is the class mark? Class mark is the first value and the last value. Add these two divided by add this plus this divided by 2. You can do this one, or you can make it this plus this divided by 2. Whatever you do you will get the same value. देखो 1 plus 10, that is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. What is the lower limit? Lower limit 1, upper limit कितना? 10. तो 10 by 2 तो कितना हुआ? 10.5. Clear? So in that way you find out the class marks. So again it is 11 plus 20. How much it is? It is 31. 31 means, sorry, 31. 31 means, अरे भूल हो गया, sorry. So here it is lower limit 1, upper limit 10. So it is by divided by 2. It is how much? 5.5. Clear? So it is 5.5. In this case it is 15.5. And now again this one it was 51. 51 by 2. That is 25.5. Again it is 35.5. Here it is 45.5. So this is the class mark. Clear? And this class mark is basically known as our variable x. Yesterday in the previous class I have told you, no, the x1, x2, x3, xy, xi. So this will be the x, because this value will be taken into our consideration for the purpose of finding out central tendency, mean, median, mode, standard deviation and all others. Okay, so this is very, very important. This is class mark, and actually we call it a mid value. Okay, we call it mid value. So what is the mid value? देखो 0.5, 5.5. Okay, now just from 5.5, what is this? Now put it 5.5. तो देखो yes इन दोनों को बीच में वही है. Clear? इसको आगे जितना है 5 है, इसको आगे भी 5 है. So this is basically known as mid value. Now cumulative frequency, you know all these things. Cumulative frequency is, here it is 6 and here it is how much? 9. So 6 plus 9 equals to 15, then again 15, that is 30, and 42, that is 12, 42, and 8, it is 50. So this is known as N, total cumulative frequency, that is total frequency, and that is 50. So in that, these are basically needed for the purpose of analysis of statistical data, and it is specially meant for central tendency and dispersion. Central tendency and dispersion. These are the different characteristics feature of statistics. Okay, clear? So this is the basis which I have completed today for the purpose of our future analysis. So our next class will be the analysis of statistical data, and we will start with central tendency. Clear? So friends, this is the important terms which are associated to frequency distribution. Now I am just, let me recap. So friends, we have completed the basic part of the statistics, that is the base of statistical analysis. Base of statistical analysis. What do we analyze? We analyze the data. Clear? Where from the data you will get? You will get the data through collection. Collection कहाँ से हो सकता है बाबू? Collection हम लोग घर घूम के जा सकते हैं. That is primary data collected by the investigator, or you may not collect the data by your personal roaming, personal investigation. You may collect the data from some other published source. It may be periodical, it may be newspaper, it may be any other gadgets or anything else. So that is another process, that is known as secondary data. And now this secondary data or primary data, both data are regarded as the raw data. Raw data, what is the raw data? Raw data is the data which is meant for our analysis. Very often, good number of persons say that raw data is the primary data. No friend, that is not the thing. Raw data is the data which you have made ready for your analysis. The raw for what time? Raw in what tune? It is raw because it is, there are two types of observation. One is total data and the other one is analyzed data. Raw data is huge in number, analyzed data is very low in number. Okay, very low, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is, sorry. Raw data is the basis of our statistical analysis. Okay. Now then comes this raw data. How do you get? You get raw data through one process, and that process is known as scrutinization. Okay. Because the data collected may not come to, all the data may not be of our purpose. Okay. There may be some exceptional data, there may be some exceptional data, there may be some exceptional numerical or non-numerical information. Those should be deleted for our purpose. Okay. And after getting that, we will do one thing, that is classification. It is not for your concern right now. Classification as per different attributes, different category, that I am not entering into, or it is not meant for you. Okay. Then our task is the summarization and presentation, that is the task of tabulation. There are two types of data. One is discrete, individual, and when we have to deal with huge number of data, that is wide range of data. In that case, we use the grouped, we make the segments, different segments of equal number, and these segments are called, each and every segment is called group. Okay. So the data is known as grouped data, and whatever it may be, it is discrete. If it is discrete, and whether it is discrete data or group data, we prepare frequency distribution table. Okay. And that for the purpose of our presentation. In case of discrete frequency distribution, it is known as simple frequency distribution. When the data observations are taken together with segmented data, that is known as group frequency distribution. Clear? And that thing we have already done. Here, for the frequency distribution, there are different associated terms, because all these are needed for your further analysis. What are the different analysis? And central tendency, dispersion, deviation, the correlation, regression, and many other issues are there. But friends, we will come to all this part later on. But before entering into that, this is the bridging of the gap: presentation of the data and analysis of the different associated terms. So what are the terms? Class interval. You know all these things better because you have gone through our previous classes. We expect that if you do not, in that case, I would like to request my friends, my viewers, to go through the past videos on statistics, because the links will be given. Links are already been given and further links will be given. Achha. Now each and every class interval has a frequency. These are the frequency. Now what is the total frequency, cumulative frequency? Now what is the frequency below 10, below 20? What is the frequency below 10? Below frequency distribution below 20. In that case, we have to find out the cumulative frequency distribution table. You have done it, and this is, I am not repeating all these things. Then comes the limit, class limit. Class limit is the limit of the group. Okay, it is known as lower limit and it is known as higher limit, upper limit. So 1, 10, 11, 20, 20, 30, 21, 30, 31, 40, 41, 50. Okay, now this limit, there is a gap. You see, here it is 10, here it is 11. So there is a no man's land. A नो मैंस लैंड भी डिवाइड कर लो. सो पकड़ लो, घर में खाना हुआ है, आपके लिए 6 गो मिठाई रखा गया था और बहन के लिए 5 गो रखा गया था. ठीक है, अब बड़े हो, अब लड़का हो, बड़े हो, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खाते हो, लड़की लोग कम खाती है. ठीक है, लेकिन एक बचा हुआ है. 6 भाई ले लिए और 4 बहन ले लिए. ठीक है, 1 गो बचा है. वो 1 गो को क्या करेंगे? मम्मी ये क्या करेंगे? भैया बोल रहे हैं लेने के लिए, सर ये हमको चाहिए. भाई लड़का बोल रहा है नहीं मम्मी हमको चाहिए. तो मम्मी क्या बोलेगी? जुडिशियस इशू. जो 1 बचा है उसको दोनों हाफ हाफ कर लो. वही हाफ हाफ कर लिया हमने. कैसे हाफ हाफ कर लिए? देखो, दिस इज अपर लोअर लिमिट ऑफ ए क्लास, हाँ, and the upper limit of the preceding class. I am writing this for your better understanding. Upper limit lower limit of a class, okay, lower limit of a class is how much? 11 minus upper limit of the previous class. Upper limit of the previous class, it is how much? It is 10 divided by 2. So it is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Okay, now this point should be added, should be added to the upper limit of the preceding class, and it should be deducted from the lower limit of the following class. Clear? So in that way you find out the actual limit of the class, and this actual limit of the class is regarded as class boundary. And what is the width of the class? Width of the class is basically the gap from one to other. From 0.5 to 10, this is how much? 10. So it is that. And now class mark. Class mark is basically the mid value of the lower limit plus upper limit. Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. That is your class marks, and this class marks is basically known as mid value, and this class marks is required for the purpose of our analysis. Clear? So friends, thank you very much for going through, for watching the video. Go through properly. My last statistics videos have been viewed by a huge number of persons, and good number of queries I am getting. So expecting positive views from you, some comments also from you, and any queries, text me in my WhatsApp number. Okay, so stay tuned with us. Thank you very much.